Hi there movie fans, and welcome to this edition of Movies. This time I'm going to be looking at a movie called The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry, which stars Jim Broadbent in the lead as Harold Fry and his wife Maureen, played by Penelope Wilton. All the other characters, of which there are many, are quite peripheral. This is Broadbent's movie, or should I say, this is Harold Fry's movie. It's about Harold Fry, and he's an old English pensioner. And one day he receives a letter from an old work colleague, basically saying goodbye to him from her bed in a hospice. Now this sad letter gets Harold to sit down and write a reply. And as he sets off to the petrol station for some milk and to post the letter, he has a chat with the shop girl, and then he gets it into his head to keep on walking and go to see his ill friend. He believes he can save her for some reason. Now this is even more stupid than you think when you realise that he is in Devon and she is in Berwick upon Tweed, which is about a 500-mile trek. This is not a plot spoiler in any way, as it's the theme of the film. So, off Harold goes, totally unprepared, not even the right clothing or shoes, for a long journey in the unpredictable English weather. And as he progresses on his journey, he gets a bit of publicity and the news starts reporting on his progress. So now, being a face that's recognisable, people wish him well on his way, and some join him in his trek across England. It's a curiously strange but typical English tale. Now Harold Fry has become a reluctant local hero. There are some backstories about Harold and the ill woman, Queenie, and also about Harold and his family. It is a very British affair that will appeal to some. I didn't mind it, but I found it more of a downer than inspiring. Some, I feel, will find this uplifting. To me it was depressing, about an old man who is doing a quite a silly thing. Realistically, he could die during the course of this journey. I mean, an elderly man, not particularly fit, sleeping out in the cold and wet, totally unprepared. But it's played out as a story full of hope and endeavour. I say to all of you old folks out there sitting at home, don't try this, it's bloody dangerous. It's a depressing film about someone who's dying, but what it gives you are glimpses of the English scenery along the way, with a bit of blind hope in making things better. Also, along the countryside, we have the concrete towns and roads, all with typically English weather. Now I know it's all about Harold's pilgrimage, hope and the human spirit, and a heartfelt journey and all that. But I found it quite depressing in places. It's supposed to fill you full of hope, but it just brought me down. I actually found it beginning to get tedious and a bit boring. It's a very formulaic English affair, so afterwards I needed to watch something more uplifting. Basically anything that's not about death and some senile old fool who could do himself a mischief. Now, having said all that, Jim Broadbent is excellent, and he's perfect for this role and leads the movie really well. I don't think anyone else could have done a better job. I know many people will disagree with me here and will like this and its English spirit. I know it's got a big heart, and we have a pensioner up against all the odds to achieve something really nice. And I know it's a well-crafted drama played out, but I just found it plodding and a bit boring. Each to their own, I suppose. But if you're into these typically English films that we've all seen many times before, about a plucky underdog story, then you'll probably love it. So, controversially, I'll give this a mediocre 5 out of 10. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen. It's nowhere near the worst movie I've ever seen. It's just okay. And I can't go any further than that. Just okay sums this one up for me. I didn't mind watching it, but I doubt I'll ever watch it again. So please like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.